Hi everybody, good morning. This is Jean here.
Hi.
Jean Truelove from Truelove Quilts for You, and I have my friend Jen here today. It's so nice to see you.
You too.
Today we're going to be doing just a little bit of a show and tell. Jen had texted me and said she was working on a quilt for a friend of yours.
Yeah.
And
which I thought would be done.
which would be
It is not.
It is not done. So
the top is done.
We're going to be showing you the quilt top.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quilt top.
Yeah.
Now?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, please. And I have a few quilts that I wanted to share with you after Jen's, and they have a little story to go with it. But first of all, let's see our Jen's quilt.
So this is her favorite color is white, which that's not what I love to quilt.
No.
You know that, right? I'm like,
oh, nice.
so I did cream and white.
Cream and white. Oh, it's beautiful.
I did, and then I did one block. She's a big like coffee. Oh, it's upside down. A big coffee drinker. And so I did one, like, what do we call the applique?
Oh,
like
an
just
applique.
raw edge applique.
Oh, look.
Of a little coffee cup
of
and
a
flowers.
coffee
Because I
cup.
just couldn't do the whole thing white. It was fun.
Oh,
It was
it's
like,
beautiful, though.
But I did,
Look at that.
just this cool, like, arrow.
Half triangles,
but, like,
yes.
all pointing into the center.
Yes.
Instead of, like, the, you know.
Oh, I think that's lovely. This is called, now a lot of people actually might not like quilts because they're busy and they're homey and today's minimalistic.
Yes.
So this
or
is
modern.
Modern, very modern. This is like a low volume quilt. That's what it's called. That's what it's called.
Okay.
Which would appeal, doesn't it? Which would appeal to a lot of people. But look at that. That lovely.
I had to throw in one little.
Yeah, we have to have a little bit. That's awesome. And I believe I remember she has like a peach color or something sofa.
An orange, yeah.
An orange,
so
yes. So there's a little bit of orange. I remember that going to her home.
But like all her walls are white and
yes.
I asked her
minimal.
Very minimal. Yeah.
Yes,
like,
very minimal. People who
modern.
who are modern minimalists.
So it's hard to make a quilt for someone modern when I'm so country.
That's exactly.
I struggled with it a bit, honestly.
Yeah, but you did a beautiful job.
Thanks.
Wonderful. Now, is that all the same cream and all the same white? Or
no,
they're
so,
different.
Yeah,
no, I just see tone on tones.
I actually was feeling a bit lazy, and I got 2 layer cakes, one white, one cream, and then just did it that way because picking out all the fabric, and I just mentally didn't have.
No,
I'm like. I love picking out fabric, but it's hard when it's white.
But it's white.
I've
never done it.
They all look the same.
Exactly.
So I was like, I'm just getting a layer.
I have never done. Actually, no. I did a tone on tone, but a little bit more
beige.
A little bit more beige.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. Because again, years and years ago, somebody I knew wasn't a quilt person and was very minimalistic.
Yeah.
But it was more beige and whites.
Yeah.
You know. But this is
really like white
and white.
White and less white.
Can you see? Because maybe the colors aren't coming up.
It probably looks like a sheet.
It looks like a sheet. Jen made a sheet for her friend.
I made a sheet.
Now, what are you going to back it with?
So I did find that, well, it's white, but it has like little tiny coffee cups on it.
Oh,
or like
nice.
lattes. And it's just tiny, and like I thought it would.
It will read as sort of.
It'll read white, but when you look up close, you'll be like, oh, there's little coffee cups. So.
Now, you should have. I don't know if anybody knows this, but when you're working with white, the batting sort of what should I say? Shows through.
Really?
If you have like a what batting will you use?
So I was thinking, because I have it left, that thick batting that I used for the Acadia
and that's
quilt.
White.
It's white.
And that's white.
And it's thick.
And it's puffy.
Yeah.
So actually, that might look really nice. And how are you going to quilt this?
I didn't decide yet.
Okay, so probably maybe just in the modern like a grid or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But like that'll be nice because that will give it more dimension.
Yeah.
Because that's a
true.
Polyester.
Yeah.
That's a poly batting that Jen has. I know that, and it's white. So sometimes you have to be careful that you have if you have a white or even a black to have white. Sometimes if you're working with like a black or a dark coat, to get darker batting, like to even get a black batting, they do have it.
I didn't know they had that.
Yes, because it's a white with beard through.
Every time I come.
Yeah, so I'm glad you have bright white.
Yeah.
As opposed to like the creamy you know,
Yes.
warm and natural. And I like the fact that it's going to be puffy.
Yeah,
I love that.
think that'll be nice.
Oh, I
It'll
love
add
it.
something.
Yeah, it'll add something. Well,
Yeah.
thank you.
It needs something.
It needs something.
Otherwise, it's gonna look
She
like
made
a
a
sheep.
sheep for her friend. No, it's
So
beautiful.
I actually have another announcement
Oh, what?
that I
Pregnant.
didn't tell you before. No!
She's pregnant. I'm pregnant.
Too old for that. No. So you might think it's silly.
No, I don't think it's silly.
No? Okay. So I have an idea to make a quilt for another friend of mine.
Okay.
But this friend has a lot of quilts.
Okay. For me? You're gonna make me a quilt?
I'm gonna make you a quilt.
She's gonna make me a quilt.
I had this idea pop in my head the other day.
Jen,
And I was
Jen.
like, I need to make that for Jean. I don't know if I was like in a half daze or a dream or something.
I would
but
love it.
it
No one's
literally
made me a
came
quilt.
to me out of the blue. And then I was like, is this dumb? She has like 500 quilts. And I was like,
Oh,
I don't think it is because I still love the quilts
Absolutely.
you made me. And
Yeah.
I can make my own quilts now. So I was like, no, I'm doing it. And I have the fabric. I have the fabric.
No one has ever made me a quilt.
No one?
No one. Who would make me?
That's
I made-
true. Who would make
Who
you a
would
quilt?
make me
I'm
a
gonna
quilt?
be the
She's
first.
gonna- Oh, that's
So,
wonderful.
This idea, I think you're gonna like it.
Oh, I can't believe it. That's going to be awesome. I'm going to get a quilt made.
So, yep.
Oh, that is so
It's next
wonderful.
on my list.
That is so cool.
So, I wanted to surprise you.
Aw, thank you. That is a total surprise. I'm going to get a quilt. That is wonderful. Oh, wow. That's awesome.
I'm excited.
Now,
I'm
back to, thank you so much. Back to my little show and tell. I just wanted to show you, again, let me just show you this one, because this has to do with the fabric.
Yeah.
I started quilting in like 2004, 2005, and I didn't know a lot about quilting fabrics then. And if you might remember, years and years and years ago, gingham, just whatever color gingham there was, little girls' dresses, white and lavender gingham, red and white gingham. Well, I had this gingham fabric, which is not real. It's cotton, but it's not really like a quilting cotton. And I had this, and then I had seen this pattern for this quilt, which was foundation paper piecing with curved corners. I know.
I couldn't do this now.
This was one of my
And this
first
was one of her
quilts.
first.
This was one of my first quilts. And the reason I'm saying about the gingham, I use this fabric is because when Jen's son was born,
Yeah.
I made Jen
19 years ago.
19 years ago, your first quilt I ever gave you.
Yeah, my first quilt anyone ever,
Anyone-
I ever had.
Yes,
ever.
you ever had. Well,
Yeah.
you had your grandmom's quilt.
No, remember? She
Oh,
was
that's
making
what she
it.
was making that.
And it took her like 5 years. She did it by hand, which at the time I didn't understand
Right.
like how amazing that was.
Yes.
It was actually my husband's grandmother
Yes.
that made it.
Yes.
And Jean gave us a quilt, and on the back it was purple, which our room was all purple then, our master bedroom. There was a what do you call
A
that?
label.
A label, and it said she knew that this quilt was in the making. It said not your grandmother's
Not your
quilt.
grandmother's quilt, because she was
So
waiting
cute.
forever
I
for
still
this
have
quilt.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this gingham that I had made this before I made Jen's quilt. So this is like 22 years old or so.
Wow. And
look
pristine it
look at the intricate work that I did. This was foundation paper piecing in this fan pattern. I think it's called New York Beauty, the pattern.
It's beautiful.
And then I didn't know how to finish it because they're all curves or something. Or I had all of these things left over, these fans. And so I'm so proud of it, but
Yeah.
I finished it. And again, I had to do, as you were saying, I had to do a million curved corners.
With binding.
And I did use a bias binding, and I had to do it. I did that by hand.
That's amazing.
I did that by hand. You have to see this. I mean, I was
That's always my least favorite part. Is
very
the corners of
industrious.
binding. And
Now-
you did how many ends?
I mean, I did the whole thing.
The whole thing, all the way
Isn't
around.
that amazing?
That is.
I mean, I'm like so proud of that. I think this is called it's a New York Beauty block, and this is like Crown of Thorns or something. This is called this one pattern.
that's what it
but I
looks
just
like.
kept making them. I just kept making them, and I didn't know how to finish it. So this is it. But we were talking about foundation piecing. You would like to do that?
I love the look of it. Like, I love the look of this. But the thought of watching the process with the paper and the piecing and all
Now,
that.
I did that with my elephant.
Yeah, I don't feel like I have the patience for it.
Okay, because you're actually, when you're foundation piecing, you're sewing on paper, backwards,
Yeah.
mirror image, upside down.
Like, am I dyslexic brain? Like,
Yes.
I'm surprised you were able to do that. Because that would be really hard for me.
Absolutely.
Anytime I'm backwards with that, it messes with my head.
It takes, it's certainly not a beginner skill. And look at what I did.
Or it was for her.
But it was,
She's an expert.
I know. No, I jumped into quilting. Now I'm back to like basics. I'm sewing squares together. This is one of my first quilts. Do you believe it?
Oh my!
I did all of these intricate quilts. So that was that one. We'll have to show you a very simple paper piecing.
Yeah, maybe like this big.
Yeah, exactly. I think I did one in one of the block parties. I think I did a very, very simple basic.
I think I skipped that block. It was a block party too,
That's right.
and I don't think I did that block because I've never done it.
That's funny. This was another quilt I made years ago. Again, 20 years ago. And this was actual curved piecing. I don't understand. And if you can see, probably not, it was made, to do that side, it's made in the shape of a kimono. If you can see that, it's my sort of Asian fabric, and down here, sort of made in the shape of a kimono there. I was so industrious.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And she had little kids when she did
This was 20 years ago. This was when Maxwell was at the height of, his challenges. And I think we did have, we had all 10 children living at home. I mean, I was nuts.
How did you do that?
I was nuts.
When I think about it, and I can't do any of this.
And did I have my sewing room back then? I think I was sewing in the basement. Because
I didn't have it originally, right away.
No, I had my sewing room.
It wasn't until it like caught on
and kids started to move out.
Yeah.
And then I've been collecting fabric forever. But anyway, this was one of them. Now it's interesting. This was a you'll be interested in this. This batting was a polyester batting, which I don't use now. I use 100% cotton batting. This was a polyester batting, and when I made this quilt, excuse me, it was extremely puffy.
Oh, okay. So it does go down.
It does go down because now you can feel, but it's a different feel.
Yeah.
Than the cottons.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just as lovely, but it's not. It quilts up puffy. So your white sheet.
Will look like a cloud.
Will look like a sheet. No. So at the end of the day, your quilt's gonna, if it gets washed and everything. This is 20 years worth. But anyway, that's just a little information. But that was one of the quilts I did.
Did you hear me?
Oh, excuse me. Yes.
I said I'm gonna go for a little walk.
Oh, okay. Do you want to say hello? No. I want to go.
You have Auntie Jen.
I have Auntie Jen would love to see you. Okay, be careful. Have your phone on.
Yes, I have my phone on.
All right, darling. Okay, so that's that. A little show and tell, and then also I'm going to read after Jen's gone. I'm going to be reading a little email that I got and share with you folks a picture, 2 pictures actually, of 2 subscribers. They made some projects, 2 projects.
Nice.
Yeah, and they sent me a picture on my email. So I'm going to tell you a little story about that, and that'll be attached to this video. So if any of you have made anything, I would love to be able to share, show and tell. Maxwell was there. I am working on my tote bag, my never-ending tote bag video. It's just so funny. And I have not answered all of your lovely things. I wanted to address the fact that yes, the clunking on my Juki was in fact the thread being cut. The little black sponge thing on my foot pedal fell off. And so that's what that was. I don't use the cutting feature anyway. Do you?
I do.
You do? A lot of people
do.
The thread cutting.
Yeah.
Well, on my machine, it like clunk, clunk. I thought my machine was broken. Because I disabled that, 5 years ago when I got my machine. Because I did not like that feature at all. And I don't like the needle up, needle down. I always have the needle down. But then you just push a button. I guess I'm old school. I just turn the hand wheel and towards me, and it's quicker that way, and it's quicker for me to cut the threads. So anyway, all
I
these
can never
new,
find my scissors.
all
so.
these. Well, I tie them to my cord.
Yeah, and I move my sewing machine
Oh, yes,
around.
yeah.
To me, I'm just like.
So you sew in your dining room. Where else do you sew?
No, but I mean when I entertain, my sewing machine goes upstairs. I don't use it upstairs,
Right.
but then I bring it back down.
Yeah.
So I'm always putting the cover on it and moving it around.
Oh,
It doesn't
okay.
have like a permanent home.
Okay, yeah, okay. So anyway, thank you very much, folks. Thank you, Jen, for coming.
Yeah,
we love
thanks
your
for
quilt,
having me.
and your friend's gonna absolutely
And I will
love
finish
it.
it and have a new surprise.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe it. I'm gonna get a quilt. I can't believe it. Thank you so much,
You're
Jen.
welcome.
All right, folks. Have a lovely day. We'll talk to you
Bye.
later. Bye bye. That's so nice.
I can't wait to show you.
I can't believe it.
It came to me.
Do you
the
have
other
the
day.
fabric?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Do you?
Yeah.
So my friend Jen just left. It was so lovely having her. I'm looking at my computer here. I'm going to be reading an email. I had received several pictures of from Shirley. Shirley, you know who you are. Shirley Dooley, who had commented, who was following along with me making my One Block Wonder kaleidoscope quilt. And as if you remember, I had made a panel quilt which was very small, but my friend Jen had used a larger panel for her kaleidoscope quilt. Shirley had done the same thing, and I'm going to be reading her email and then sharing the pictures with you. She said, I had the large panel like Jen's. I got it together, but I can sure pick it apart. I made lots of goofs that don't suit me, but oh well. In the beginning, I was going to use a pineapple square. I don't know what that means. I wish I did. But, the pineapple square. But I didn't want to waste the rest of it. The panel was 44 by 43. Very, very large quilt, a large panel. She cut strips 4 1/4 inches, got 105 blocks, but used all but 2. She thinks 3 3/4 inch blocks would have been better. If you remember, I made mine at 3 1/2 inch blocks. So Shirley used a large panel, but with smaller blocks. If you remember, Jen used a large panel, but did massively huge blocks, so that you'll be able to tell the difference. Where she purchased, they didn't have 7 of anything, because you needed 7 panels, as it were. My research tells me that my panel has too many lines. Now, I don't think so. Not enough closeness of design. I think it's wonderful. I think the lines on this, from using the panel that she used, has turned out beautifully. It's a coverlet with no batting right now. She had made another One Block Wonder quilt, and she did one, and I'm going to put another picture up. So Shirley has made 2 One Block Wonder quilts, one with a panel, with this pineapple, beautiful panel, which is, I think, absolutely glorious, absolutely beautiful. It's turned out really, really well. And I love the fact that if you actually look, I'm going to keep the image up a long time. If you actually look, she's done the kaleidoscopes in how the pineapple is looking. The pineapple below, the brown, and then the blue border, and then the green border around, and then the foliage, or the greenery coming out of the top of the pineapple, she's put at the top of the quilt. In the kaleidoscope blocks, you'll notice that she's followed the look of the panel with her blocks around it, if you remember that. And then her other One Block Wonder quilt, which I'm going to put a picture of, is just the fabric, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much, Shirley, for sharing that, and I'm sure all my subscribers and all of our friends at YouTube are going to enjoy that. So here is Shirley's quilt. Thank you so much, Shirley. Beautiful, beautiful job. Thank you so very much. Now, Linda Tonkin, I have her permission also to share her name and her photograph. She had actually made and sent me a picture of her the tool organizer, the tool caddy. Followed along, and it has her rulers and rotary cutters and all sorts of little tools. Thank you so much. She followed along and sent me this picture, and it's just so wonderful. Thank you so very much, Linda. All of your support and all of your kindness and all of your friendship. And again, if you have any projects that you would like to send me that we can share, sharing is caring. And our little show and tell today, it's been really a lovely day. Thank you so much. And I hope you're all feeling well. And the weather outside is just lovely, really pretty today. And we're all feeling good. So thank you again. Have a lovely day, everybody. Love from the Trueloves. Bye-bye.